News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Denise Pellegrini. Investors are watching developments on tariffs very closely, with President Trump's strong language on Russian President Vladimir Putin with regard to Ukraine and its leader Vladimir Zelensky. Trump saying he's potentially very angry about Russian President Vladimir Putin's attitude toward Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, and Trump to NBC threatening secondary tariffs on Russian oil. Trump also saying he plans to speak to Putin this coming week. Separately, Trump has said he's looking forward to April 2nd. The Trump administration is expected to unveil a broad slate of so-called reciprocal tariffs against U.S. trading partners on Wednesday. Last week's announcement of auto tariffs rattled stocks worldwide. Investors this coming week also looking ahead to the March jobs report. That comes out Friday. U.S. stocks plunged last Friday on tariff worries and waning consumer confidence. Diane Swank, chief economist and managing director at the accounting firm KPMG, says there's reason to be worried.
We've had two consumer surveys now. One is a Conference Board, one is the University of Michigan sentiment survey, and they both show two things: an increase in inflation expectations and a deterioration in job expectations and job security.
And Swank on ABC's This Week. Former St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard telling us tariffs are tough on the economy.
We know that the last tariff war in 2019 did cause a slowdown in the economy, and that the Fed did react to that by lowering the policy rate. So we'll see if that history repeats itself.
Bullard is also dean of the Purdue Business School. Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell will be discussing the economic outlook shortly after that jobs data comes out this coming Friday. A German rocket has made a clean liftoff in Europe's space race. A rocket built by the German startup Isar Aerospace flew for half a minute before the flight was terminated in its first attempt to reach orbit today, part of an endeavor to make Europe less reliant on the U.S. for private satellite launches. The Spectrum left the launch pad intact before crashing into the icy area surrounding a Norway spaceport. Had it reached orbit, it would have made Isar the first company to do so from a European spaceport. China's finance ministry says it will inject tens of billions of dollars into four state banks via share placements to beef up their capital buffers. The move aims to boost the bank's capability to service the real economy, allowing them to support emerging industries and cope with downward pressure on margins amid rate cuts. Billionaire Elon Musk says his XAI artificial intelligence startup has acquired the X platform at a valuation of $33 billion. Surprise twist for the social network, formerly known as Twitter. The X value, $45 billion, when including $12 billion of debt in the all-stock transaction. According to Musk, the combination values XAI at $80 billion. Bloomberg Businessweek columnist Max Chafkin watching how this unfolds.
The difference will be that now XAI, this chatbot, owns this data that X has, and that XAI, the chatbot, is using to train itself on.
And Chafkin is also co-host of the Elon Inc. podcast. Barbecue chain Famous Dave's making some changes. Bloomberg's Nancy Lyons reports on that.
The company is reportedly leaning into its carryout business and plans to make its restaurants smaller. Restaurant Dive says the brand is shrinking its dining area and eliminating its full bar to make room for its off-premise business. In some locations, they're even adding drive-thrus. Officials with the company say 55 to 60% of their revenue comes from their to-go business. I'm Nancy Lyons.
And that's news when you want it. With Bloomberg News Now, I'm Denise Pellegrini, and this is Bloomberg.